A good pal of ours, Jody Mitic, is back on the program. We were talking about it earlier. How long ago did you, when you first appeared on this show?
It was
6 or 7 years ago?
Oh, no, not that long.
No?
Summer of '09, I think.
Is that right?
Was when I became a regular
Yeah.
for the Army Run training. Remember?
That's right, yeah. And here you are. You know what? I was, when they put out the email, and we got company email because we were a member of Bell Media, obviously, about the fact they were looking for contestants for the Amazing Race Canada, I immediately thought of you. And then when I saw that you had made the show, I was like, of course.
Of course.
Right? It
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
You and your brother.
I guess, yeah.
You and your brother lives out west?
He lives in Edmonton, Alberta.
What's he do?
He's a union rep.
Is he?
And he followed in Dad's footsteps a little bit. But right after I got wounded, he got this job opportunity. And he didn't want to go because I was hurt. Well, you know, and it was a rough time, and I said, man, when are you ever gonna get a chance to move to Alberta?
Yeah.
Like, you know, just get the life experience. So he went, but you know, obviously the distance. So one of the main things for me was to get to know Corey again, because it's been like 6 years.
A few years.
Yeah.
So when did you call him and say, let's do this? How did that go?
Okay, so another guy, Dave Murphy, who lives in Alberta too, by the way. He has a blog called Thank a Soldier.
Yeah.
I don't know, you might have heard of it.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And so he calls me one day and he says, hey, you have Amazing Race Canada, you want to be on it? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, we're on the phone, right? Like, okay, Dave, right on. Hang up the phone, go back to playing with the kids. And a few weeks later, he's like, so I did the application, they want more info. And I'm like, what? So we did another video and we filled out some forms, and then Dave tells me he can't go.
Right, he couldn't do it.
You know, and the whole time I'm doing the application, I'm telling my brother, I'm telling my mom, and you know, and Corey's like, oh man, you should have asked me. And I'm like, dude, he asked me. I don't even.
Right.
And then as soon as Dave pulled out, I called Corey. I said, you still want to do it? And he was like, yes. And we went out, we did our video, we worked out like the beasts we are.
Yeah.
You know, for good, you know, there's editing. We're sweating in between takes. And,
right. But,
and then we got on the show. It was like winning the lottery.
Yeah, no kidding. It was very exciting to hear that, I bet. All right, well, we'll ask you a couple more questions. I can't ask you too much because we can't give anything away, but here's a look at Jody and his brother in Amazing Race Canada. Have a look.
It was Corey and Jody's turn to go, and both of his prosthetic limbs were off.
I stepped on a landmine. Whoever said it was really crafty, and he put like a mortar bomb underneath it, so the mortar bomb smashed my other leg. Otherwise, it probably would have just been one.
Well, you're showing everyone that no matter what, you can do anything
Not
you
yet.
put your mind to. No, you got this. Yeah, you got this. Wait, come on.
I get kind of emotional about all that stuff because, you know, I think about my brother and how happy I am that he's still with us.
Bring it home. Good luck, boys. You guys got this. It was Corey and Jody's turn to go, and both of his prosthetic limbs
There
were
you go.
off.
Let's look at some of the...
I haven't seen that. That's
You haven't
awesome.
seen it?
No.
Well, so when you're watching the show starting tonight, this is the first time you'll see any of the edited version, right?
We haven't seen anything. They've been very they haven't let us see or hear anything at all.
Yeah.
You know.
It's an emotional moment there.
Yeah, I can't give anything away, but some things are revealed in that scene there.
Right.
I couldn't hear what they were saying, but we discovered.
Who are those girls?
Those are the twins from Hamilton.
Right.
And we find out we have a common connection.
Gotcha.
And pretty close one.
Tell me about the experience of being on this show. I won't ask you. I'm not going to ask you, you know, anything that happens, but the experience overall for you and your brother.
Well, for Corey and I, it was it was intense because you're together literally 24/7 for the whole duration of filming, and then
Which takes what, about a month?
took us about a month,
Yeah.
give or take, and then you know, we're not allowed to talk to anybody else. You know, we're not allowed to go anywhere else as long as we're filming the show, and we just got so close. You know, like he'd just come in the room and I'd look at him and we'd start laughing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even think we did that as kids, you know, because, you know, I moved away, joined the Army when he was still a young teenager, right?
Yeah.
Like I was already becoming a man, and he's still becoming, you know, he's moving into manhood. And,
Right.
And so, you know, and we've never worked on anything together. we've been together as family functions, the cottage, this, but we've never been like, okay, hey, let's do a book report together, or let's do something together.
Did you sort that out? Were you able to work together as a team, because that's what it takes on this race?
Took a little work. I won't lie to you.
Right.
There's going to be some editing.
Because you get mad at your partner, don't you?
Oh man.
It doesn't matter who you are, husband, wife, sister, brother. At some point, you're going to get mad at your
Luckily,
partner.
Corey and I got it out of the way early-ish, right? And then, but even throughout the whole, I think, it was like one of the last challenges, and he's yipping at me about something. I'm like, really? Really? Are we still worried about that kind of stuff,
And move on.
And can we just move on to something else? And then he'd say something, and I'd be like,
Did you have much interaction with John Montgomery? I noticed he was just on Canada AM talking about the show. Much interaction with him, or were there just brief encounters?
Our moments with John were brief and great, because once we found him, we knew we were at the end of a challenge.
Of a challenge or a leg.
So you sit there and you're just. And then it's nerve-wracking, because you're like, he just stares at you for a good minute, and he won't say anything. Right. And
that's it.
And it's building the tension, and it really works.
Does it? So he's actually doing that.
Oh yeah.
Right.
He's messing with you, and you're like, and then he tells you what place you're in, and you're either really happy or really sad.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you any time that I was happy or sad.
Has it been hard to keep it all under wraps?
Yeah,
because this is a couple months now since you
Oh
finished.
yeah. Because a lot of people they knew when I went silent on Facebook and Twitter, especially after the video went out on YouTube.
Right.
There a few people called me, and when I finally started answering my phone again, they're like, "Where were you?" And I was just like, on a trip with my brother. It was awesome.
Yeah.
We went around, and then but in between, people are like, "So when you won Amazing Race, how was it?" And I'll be like, "Well, it's." Tune in July 15th, 9 p.m., and you'll see everything that happens, and
It all starts tonight, but there's another Ottawa contestant here. Selena will meet in just a little bit, and then we're going to have a challenge for you guys.
Oh, not awesome. I'm getting butterflies.
I think it's one you can
getting
accomplish
butterflies.
pretty easily. Amazing Race Canada with our good friend Jody Mitic and his brother amongst the contestants starts tonight at 9 o'clock on CTV. I know I'll be watching, and I bet you will be too.